Oh my god, have you heard?
Heard of what, Ani?
This new phenomenon, it's called baking.
Oh, that thing I've been doing for years.
So baking is a thing now. What is baking?
So it's a thing that I used to do, but now there's a name to it.
Yep.
And it's called baking. I know I've mentioned in several of our past videos that I like to leave the loose powder under my eyes while I do my makeup because that way it avoids creasing, which is a big issue of mine. And I'm sure most of you guys some of you guys have that issue as well. The trick is the Laura Mercier loose setting powder. Okay, so we went to the store and we said, hey, baking is a thing now.
And she said, oh my god, I know.
What do you recommend as the best product out there for baking?
She said, follow me.
And she took us to this. So as you guys know in past videos that we both use actually the Laura Mercier brightening powder.
It's a smaller tub.
Yeah, it's a little smaller container, and that actually is not good for setting, for baking, because it'll make you look like a crazy person and white in pictures.
Super white. You've probably seen it in photos where it's just like white eyes, like reverse raccoon.
So stick with the loose setting powder. This was 37 bucks, $37. So that's very important. You need this.
This is really gonna help. It's Max Prep and Prime. It's the Fix Spray. You're gonna see how we use it in the video and why it's important to have this.
And then a brush. I use the Pixie Crease brush. I like it because it's pretty, it's thick, so it covers a lot of area. Your little brushes are gonna take you forever to wipe off. This way, it gets basically the areas you need.
And of course, a beauty blender, essential for every makeup bag, and I'm sure you guys already have this. So let's get to it.
Let's get to baking. Okay, so first you obviously start with your concealer. I like to use concealer to kind of help the dark under my eyes first, like color correct it.
I like to do my eye makeup before anything else. Honestly, there's no rhyme or reason behind it. It's just force of habit.
It's funny because Ani and I have been baking for how long?
Oh my god, we've been doing it for years.
For a really long time. If you go back to our videos, I always mention that I like to leave the loose powder underneath your eyes so it really bakes. Now that's the new term.
I think they literally just took it and added a word to it and now it's a trend. Okay. But either way, we're showing you guys how to do it so you can be on top of your trends.
Okay, so now that I've corrected the under eyes, I'm gonna do a lighter concealer. Okay, now I blend. So the Laura Mercier, what is this called? Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I've used the brightening powder up until now, but apparently baking in that makes you look like you have really bright under eyes. And it's actually really funny. I'm gonna put a picture on screen that shows that I was baking and my under eyes are a disaster on camera because...
You can look fine in front of the mirror and you're like, oh my god, I look great. And then as soon as there's a flash for a photo, you're like,
yeah, so don't judge me with this photo, but I learned now that I have to use the loose setting powder in the translucent so I won't have that white effect. So just get some powder at first and set it. The reason I do my under eyes before I do my eyes is because I let it bake while I go on to do my eyes. Because then I'm just gonna sit there with my makeup done.
You're really quick with your contour and overall highlight. I'm not. I feel like it takes me a little while longer, so I don't mind starting with my eyes. So I did my eyeshadow, and now I am gonna move on to my under eyes.
Once I put some translucent powder on there, it's time to bake. Using my beauty blender, the top part of it, and I'm gonna put some MAC Prep and Prime spray to get the powder. And then, really the entire point of this is to get as much as white as you can on your under eyes. Basically, the trick to this is get your T-zone.
So I wet my beauty blender with MAC Studio Fix, and now I'm going to bake.
So now that I'm done baking, actually not that I'm done, I'm actually baking right now. I'm gonna start with my eye makeup. Voila, we have baked. You got some cupcakes up in this house.
Pretty easy to do, right?
Very easy. And
it's so easy, we've been doing it forever.
Right?
We have practice.
So the trick here is to use the translucent, less loose setting powder so you won't get that white effect when you're taking pictures. I know we've seen a bunch of celebrities with a lot of white face. Even myself.
Powder.
Even
Crazy.
myself. But it's really easy, and if you have trouble with creasing like I do, I know you've complained of it.
Every time.
And every time I would get my makeup done, I would tell the makeup artist, listen lady, I crease, please just let the loose powder stay on my face while you do my makeup.
No.
And they always had this powder, trust me, you don't need to do that.
This concealer, you don't need it. It's the best. No.
Yeah,
no,
one second
lady,
later,
I'm gonna crease.
1 second later, I would smile and I had a crease. So the trick to that is
loose powder.
Loose powder to bake. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a thing or two. Leave us some comments below, suggestions, comments, questions,
requests,
and we will answer it because that's what we do. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to click here to subscribe to our Modamob channel. To see our video on how to strobe, click here. And what did we really think of the e.l.f. under eye powder? Click the box to find out.